Grand Rising trappers. Hello. I'm gonna give y'all a minute to come in. My name is Chris, aka the Business Trapper, and we talk about credit things around here. I would drop my daughter off at school today, right? And for Christmas, I had given all my daughter's teachers the Metro 2 replay. That was my Christmas present to them. And who else better to share fixing your credit with, right, than the people who teach our children. Good morning. And one of the teachers, one of the teacher's aides, she just started working on her credit now, right? I gave it to them at Christmas. They just started working on it. And so we were talking about it this morning. And I had her pull up her credit report, and I looked, and the same thing I've been talking to you guys about is the same shit that was on her report. She literally had 4 accounts that had been re-aged. And you guys have been talking about this for about 3 days. It is not just unlawful. It is illegal to re-age debt, right? It is illegal. It doesn't matter if you talk to them. It doesn't matter if you pay on the fucking debt. You cannot go back. You cannot re-age debt because they have to uphold the original contract. And if they change the date that you owe the debt, it means they changed the original contract, right? I need you guys to understand and hear that. When I posted the video about how to answer the phone for the debt collectors, that video has almost 2 million views. There is at least 1,000 comments on there of different people saying not to answer the phone because it restarts the debt. That is a lie. That is a myth. That is something they want you to believe, right? Every credit report I look at, I'm not gonna say every, but probably 80% of the credit reports I look at have re-aged debt on their credit report. So listen, it's not just that you can get that one off, right? It's you're saying, hey, if you let this happen with one of these, how the fuck do I know that these other ones are accurate? How do you know they're accurate? If you let a company illegally, not unlawfully, illegally re-age a debt on my credit report, how do I know any of this is accurate? And then you go in for the kill, right? How are you validating these? How are you verifying these? What is your method, right? I want to know how the person was trained that did this investigation, because under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, your company, your employees, they have got to be trained to investigate a debt. So what does that training look like, right? How are they qualified to investigate my debts and uphold them to accurate, complete, verifiable information? You guys, methods do not remove or get deletions from your credit report, but the laws do. And knowing how to flex those laws will have you sitting with good credit fast as shit, right? We don't have to go back and forth. We don't have to lie. We don't have to do fraud, okay? We don't need to be out here claiming identity theft and running amok and getting ourselves in trouble. No, stand on the laws. They're breaking them all the time. They're literally violating our rights and breaking the laws all the time because it's cheaper for them just to pay us our petty little lawsuits and keep going, right? It would cost them too much fucking money to uphold compliance. Use that shit to your advantage. Look up case laws. If you have some shit that won't come off with what is their name? Portfolio or Midland, right? Look up the case laws. See what other debt collection companies have been shut down and why. And then see how that correlates with what Portfolio or Midland is doing to you. Use the case laws. Use the Fair Credit Reporting Act laws and the USC laws to your advantage and get that shit off your credit report. Your whole credit report is fraud. You never gave them permission. You never gave them written permission. They never gave you 3 chances to opt out of credit reporting. Hello. Like, we don't even know. We don't have to participate in credit reporting. You do not have to say it's okay. You can say no. But they don't tell you that, though. They don't let any of this know that, right? We think that this is like part of like some government system, and it's not. Credit reporting is a role that was assumed by the companies. It's something they fucking created, right? It is not something our government created. Quite opposite, our government, Congress to be exact, sat down and wrote the Fair Credit Reporting Act to protect us against these people. My school scammed me and never gave me the certification, but want me to pay $10,000. Okay, so grab the Metro 2, right? Because the Metro 2 works for federal and state student loans. Grab the Metro 2 with the replay, so that way you know how to upload it. Get the student loan off of your credit report, but then double back and like do your research. See how many other people they've done that to. Report them to your attorney general, to the BBB, see if there's any type of class action lawsuits, and go after them to get out of debt. Because it's one thing to clear this stuff off our credit report, right? But we still have the debt. So it's like, what I teach you guys in Business Trappers and in the 6-figure business credit class, we go in for fast, right? We go in like full speed ahead. Get everything off of your credit report. Leverage your credit to get you more income coming in. So now you can get on the phone with these debt collectors and whoever, and you're in a better financial situation, so you can settle those debts out for a third of what you owed and actually have that weight lifted off of you. A lot of us don't have a problem paying our bills. That whole another thing I realized from the video is that there's a lot of people who think that we have bad credit because we live outside of our means and just don't want to pay our bills. That is maybe 5% of people. Maybe 5% of people with bad credit have horrible shopping addiction or just can't manage their money. Most people with bad credit, something happened. Someone got sick, they lost their job, they were living paycheck to paycheck. And so for that many people that have that type of ideology that people have bad credit just because they don't pay their bills, really means, it really opened my eyes to how many people are out of touch with reality and do not realize how many Americans live paycheck to paycheck. How many people are out here putting in overtime and working 2 jobs, not because they're buying fucking Louis and Gucci, but to pay the bills, right? Like, that is crazy to me that there's that many people in the United States who honestly think that we have bad credit because we don't want to pay our bills and we're taking vacations and tricking off. No, bitch. DTE, the motherfucking electric company, is who I'm tricking with. Like, what? That shit was crazy. The narrative that they paint that makes you feel like so embarrassed and ashamed when you have bad credit is so far from the truth, right? And it can happen to anybody, because just like the people that were on there with the ideology, right? Yeah, right now you got it. Right now your company's doing good. Right now everything's fine. You're not living paycheck to paycheck. Shit changes. Shit changes in business. None of us are safe. None of us are ironclad. No matter what, we can't fall the fuck off. It is to nobody. Thank you. To nobody in this motherfucking world, right? So the people that have that ideology, they haven't experienced real life, right? When life is good, it's good. But when your business folds, when you have a $1.5 million machine and the pandemic hits, you can no longer make parts because everything you need to make them is out bay at fucking sea, and everybody's in their house, so nobody's ordering them. And you only have about 8 months of savings that you can live off of, and your machine breaks down, and now you need $250,000 to fix it, and your whole business crumbles. That can happen to any of us. Any of us. And that's a true fucking story, right? Wait a minute. I think I'm at the wrong part. I think that's a school. That's a true story. That happened to one of my clients. And her husband built that company from the ground up, right? So she had bad credit. She paid her bills on time all the time because she had high utilization. Because of the pandemic, she got stuck into an upside down loan that she took on her business that was no PG. through Stripe, and her interest rate was insane. And they never recovered. Well, they're trying to recover now. But that can happen to any of us. It's not people out here just spending their money however they want to and not paying their bills with bad credit. It is hard-working Americans, right? It is people who are doing their motherfucking best to keep up, and something happens. That's how we end up with bad credit. And then once you end up with bad credit, or you end up with high utilization, now you're in a shit ton of mess. Nobody wants to loan you any money. You can't go anywhere to get relief, and you're pretty much backed into a corner for bankruptcy. And now when you do bankruptcy, now you're sitting with this shit on your credit report for 7 to 10 years. But you don't have to, right? That's why I do what I do. That's why I show you guys how to do the Metro 2. That's why I show you guys how to do the credit suite. That's why I teach you guys inside of the business credit class how to leverage your credit and go and use business credit. Because if the client I just told you about, if she would have known how to get business credit, that would have been a whole different story. When her machine broke down, she could have leveraged one of her fucking credit cards with 0% interest at a payment that she could have afforded and got her fucking machine fixed. But because she didn't know about business credit, she was stuck going through these goddamn fintech companies, and she got into a payment there was nothing she could do. Business credit, it evens the playing field. It closes the wealth gap, right? It helps people like us who live paycheck to paycheck and work our asses off and help other people build their fucking dreams, access the money and the capital to build our own. That is what business credit does. I'm going to put that on my fucking sales funnel. You guys, I can't see comments with the sun. I literally had to come out here and walk today. Okay. Do you know about the Bill Exchange 1882? I do not. That sounds like it's like the the straw man thing. My bully sister is heavy into the consumer law, and she's got a passport that you can only see like her name. She doesn't drive with the license and all that other stuff. That's not my thing. My thing is get this shit off our credit reports, settle that debt out wherever we can for pennies on the dollar so it's not coming back to haunt us, and leverage and do our build out, leverage our credit to go get this fucking money. That's my thing. That's what Coach Chris does. I'm trying to see if there was you guys, if I missed any questions when you guys were coming in, just drop them again because I really can't see them. Good morning. You got to check out. What is that? What is that? So the business trappers, the business credit class is $997 for the rest of February. You guys, this is February what? February 26th? In March, that class is going to double. Anyone who needs their credit fixed, who wants to obtain business credit to open multiple streams of revenue, you want to get in that class now, right? I would. I would get in before it doubles. Every single person, every single trapper who came into that class in December and January had to fix their credit. Not one person has come through that door and had great credit and was just ready to go, right? But the trappers have a gold American Express, 33K, 32K, 8K, 11K, 2,500 gas cards. Y'all, it's not even 90 days. In 90 days, your entire financial situation can be looking way fucking different. And your mindset, right? I want to go this way now. And your mindset, because that shit's important too. We get beat down when we're living paycheck to paycheck, and we're in that mindset of lack and fear, and we're constantly like robbing Peter to pay Paul and balancing shit. We forget or don't even know what it would look like to not have to have that type of shit on our shoulders, right? Like some of us don't even know it's fucking possible to take business credit and take $100,000, bust it down 3 ways into 3 different investments, and you never have to work again. That's literally as easy as it is, right? If what's his name? Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett has 40 companies. 40 fucking companies. I can guarantee you, I can assure Warren Buffett, Capital One just bought Discover. Capital One just bought Discover. That's a flex. That is a flex. That man, I promise you, has not put none of his money into not one of his businesses. Every business that man started, I can guarantee you he started with business credit. Because that really is the cheat code, right? We keep our money in our pocket and we leverage OPM or other people's money. You keep your money in your pocket and you leverage other people's money. And you use that to create revenue. I'm not telling you guys to go out and quit your jobs tomorrow. No, because you cannot build a successful company and make investments when you're worried about how the fuck you're gonna pay your rent. No, that's not what I'm telling you to do. What I am telling you to do is learn about leveraging credit, do the work as far as mindset goes, and really see that it is fucking possible, and grab the business credit, open your investments, and when you feel safe, when you feel secure, when you see your money is coming in every single month, fucking retire. It is, the rich have their ways. So that's the way it's been, right? The way it's been is that we didn't know about this. I have another client. She ran a bar for 30 years, her and her husband, a very successful bar. 30 years. This bar was doing a couple million a year at one point. And they were well off, right? They were 7-figure earners. They were well off. And they had A1 personal credit. Her husband was huge on credit. Their personal credit was always in the 800s. And for 30 years, they used their personal credit to fund their business. So there was times where they needed renovations for that bar, where they needed new pizza machines. And I don't know if you guys know about pizza ovens, but they're not cheap. And they were using the money that the bar had coming in and their personal credit, right? And so the bar ended up shutting down because some shit happened in the city that it was in. And and there was some other things going on too. But when it shut down, they were a single member LLC, and they tried to come in. Like when the bar went under, they tried to come in and take her furs out of her closet. They took some of her whole life insurance. They took money. Like they tried it because everything was on their personal credit. They came after their fucking assets. And so she recovered from that. She actually runs a company right now that's doing about $42,000 a month, that she started with $189 because it's a window company. I talk about this all the time. But anyways, so my point in saying this is she didn't know anything about business credit. And when she started learning and she has over $600,000 right now in business credit. Her first card that I got her was the Visa Inc. Unlimited, and it was $40K. That was last year. It was last year right around this time. She got her first $40K card, and her business credit just hit over $600,000. Her company is doing $42,000 a month, and she has multiple investments that she is making with her business credit. If she would have known about business credit when she had that bar, and that bar was doing 1.8 million, could you imagine where she would be? And that's what your comment was just about. For the longest time, none of us knew this information, right? Like, this is shit that they kept top secret. It used to be probably like 10, 20 years ago that you could create a LLC even as a single member and then go into the bank. Like your LLC came with credit. You didn't have to PG anything. You could just open a business and get funding for that company. And the more people that started to figure it out, the more losses they took, I'm sure, is how they changed it. And now we have to PG it, right? Well, you don't have to, but PGing it is the fastest way to get rich quick. when you take the time to fix your personal credit and do a build out, which you can do in 90 days, it is the easiest way to get to $250,000, the fastest to open your company, your business, or invest. When you're trying to do like the EIN only, you're really not going to get no money. It's not going to be on favorable terms, and your company has got to be doing revenue. When you go the PG way, which I teach you guys in the credit stacking way, you don't need age in your company. You don't need revenue because they're asking you, you're projected. And all you need is good personal credit, which you can have in 90 days. Actually, like 30 to 45. Ask the trappers. They're doing it every day. So now that more of us know this information, it evens the playing field, right? Like we get to close that wealth gap. Because now we know that we can access the same money that has been helping people get rich forever. And we just came out of a pandemic, you guys. If you look at the Rothschild family or the Rockefellers, J.B. Wentworth, any of them, most of their families built their wealth out of like the Great Depression, right? Like millionaires are created in these times. Generational wealth is built in these times. When the whole world is falling apart, it is your perfect opportunity to put together your business plan, your idea, and go make a killing. Because they're not the only families that became rich in times like these. Another part of that is it's never been easier to become a millionaire in the United States. 1,700 people every day hit 7 figures in the United States. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 1,700 people are going to hit 7 figures. And you can do this easy now. You guys, you can make $5,000, $10,000 a month just fucking doing affiliate marketing and dropping links. Like, dropping fucking links. You can, digital products. You don't even have to make your own digital products. You can fucking sell somebody else's and make $10,000, $20,000 a month. It has never been easier to make money online, ever. So if you learn some shit like that, on top of having access to business credit, can you see how in 4 months, 6 months, a year, you can slide out of your 9-to-5 or your career and sit back and go travel? Like, that's why people are doing it. Because it's not hard, you guys. I need your help, Chris. Inbox me or jump into class. Off insurance policies, so true. So that there is how can I digital product? So your digital products, I'm going to tell you guys, this is from experience, right? So I went from 0 online following, 0 experience, to consistent 5-figure months in 6 months. And I'm talking about I started at ground zero. What I did was I built my audience though. So don't do ads, right? You got to do a hybrid because people don't buy products, you guys. People buy people. And so when you are selling a digital product, it doesn't matter how. Make sure when you're selling your digital products that you have the result that you're selling, right? Don't just get behind anybody and be selling their shit because it looks good. Make sure that when people buy that product, they are going to get value. They're actually going to get the result. And start selling it online. Social media is free. You have platforms every day. You guys, every single day, I promise you, because I'm guilty of this too, we scroll on social media. So what if instead of scrolling for an hour, you found a product that you believe in, that you've bought, that you've seen results from, and you start talking about it on social media, and you drop a link and start selling it, telling other people to try it. Explain, tell them about your experience with that product, right? Tell them about what it did for you and literally start making money. You don't have to, we think we have to do like this major life change. We have to quit our jobs. We got to like burn it all down to go online and start making money. You don't. You don't. You can start doing little small things and just start making extra money. And then when you get comfortable, get to the point where you want to do shit. Digital product is maybe an ebook you bought that helped you. on TikTok not too long ago. You know how what was it? Well, I guess it would be more affiliate marketing. How that spiritual journey book, that 369 book, it went viral because all those people were selling it. That's what I'm talking about. A digital product though, that would, okay, so the ebook, the Metro 2 ebook I have, that's my digital product. However, I got that Metro 2 from my coach, right? But I used the Metro 2. I used it for thousands of people and it worked, so I could stand behind it. So the Metro 2 format, I teach, and I have that product that I sell online. That's a digital product. And that's what I mean by using someone else's. My coach has been doing this 10 years longer than me, right? She put together that Metro 2 letter. Now, don't just take nobody's product either. My coach gave me fucking permission, you guys. Don't go out here stealing nobody's shit, right? Like, that fucking disclaimer. Do not go out here stealing nobody's stuff. Make sure they told you that you can do it. But that's what I mean by digital product. Can you have ChatGTP help you write a book and sell it? Fuck yes, absolutely. Absolutely. One of my girlfriends did that. And she put some self-help books on, I think, Amazon and Etsy. And she's making some pretty decent money on them. She's doing all right on them. Like, she's seen a turnaround. You absolutely can. You can use ChatGTP to help you make a spiritual journey book, because people are huge on those right now. You can use ChatGTP pretty much for anything. You could put together a book to help people make business plans. You could put together an ebook that gives basics of workouts. You guys do something that is health, wealth, or relationships, because those are the top 3 sellers, right? So March, I'm having a 3-day workshop in March, and I haven't dropped the link. I'm actually going to go home now and do the link, but I'm going to do a 3-day workshop and show you guys how to position yourselves on your social media page, right? And then how to dial in who you're talking to so that way you can get clients, and how to make a landing page. So I'm literally going to show you guys in a 3-day workshop how to make money online easily. And anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. You guys, I did not know how to send a fucking email when I started doing this. I didn't know how to work a fax machine. I had absolutely zero tech skills, zero online skills. My class, my students, they know right now I have no tech skills. My fucking friends know I am not the secretary, right? Like, I'm serious. When it comes to tech and shit, it's not my strong suit. But I have still been able to make and scale to 5-figure consecutive months, because you have different systems and different apps and different shit that helps you. So I'm putting together, well, it's already put together, but I'm dropping a 3-day workshop. So if you guys are interested in starting to make some extra money, being able to sell and design your own products, or stand behind one that you believe in, you definitely want to look for that link, right? For everybody on here, I am posting all the lives. And if you are new to here, this is your first time tapping in, there are mad gems dropped inside of these lives, right? Like, we ain't even really get deep into the gems on this live right here. So go join the YouTube channel. I just started it. It's called The Business Trappers. I am taking all of these lives and I am posting them over in YouTube, so that way you guys have all that information accessible to you. Not all of us have money to pay for a course or a program. I get it. I started there too. When I first started, I had just came home. I had the clothes on my back, 7 fucking felonies. I didn't even have an ID or a purse, right? I just did 2.5 years. And then when I started working, I was a bartender and waitress. I didn't have a shit ton of money to take classes. So I watched my coach's lives. I was on every one of her lives, and I saved my money and I got into her fucking classes. And the rest is history, right? But I get it. So that's why I'm uploading all the lives to YouTube. Just because you're in a situation where maybe you can't afford to get into class doesn't mean that you can't take the information and still apply it. That just means that you don't have You don't have like the direct direction, right? You might have to go back and watch a couple videos. You might have to piece some shit together. You might have to go on some other YouTubes and look some shit up. You might have to go use Google and look some more shit up, right? But if you watch my lives, I give you the fucking sauce. I'm telling you guys exactly what to do, exactly where to go. So the Business Trappers YouTube, that's where you can find all the lives from TikTok. And if I missed anybody's question, all right, hold on. If I spend 10K on my MX business, my monthly minimum is going to be 100. It's between 1% and 3%. But I feel like it's less than that, because my American Express, when I put 50K on my American Express, I think my bill is like 300. I have to look because I can't remember, but yeah, because even when I put 100,000 on my business credit cards, depending on who I use, it's between $800 and $1,100 a month. So no, I don't think it's 1%. I think it's less than that. And it depends on if you have interest on that card or if you have 0% interest. So there's a couple factors that go in there. Someone I know uses Klarna and Afterpay to pay for her classes. Yeah, a couple of my students do. A couple of my students use Klarna. Yep, the Business Trappers YouTube. Yo, that was a great walk. I don't know why, but this morning, because I was stuck in the house with my daughter all last week because she was sick and they were out of school. And so today, when I dropped her off at school, I was like, oh, I have to get out in the air. And I literally came up here and I've been walking for like an hour. I need help removing things in collections. Grab the Metro 2 replay. The link is in my bio. You get the Metro 2 big book and you get this step-by-step class where I'm literally in class showing you exactly what to do. We go through the book and I show you how to remove collections, student loans, evictions, child support, repos, bankruptcy. I'll show you how to get all that off of there. Go grab the replay. Oh, that's funny. I didn't even see, could you do a course or ebook on starting a moving company? Get into the six-figure business credit class, because we literally go over like literally how to start your company, exactly what to do. Why do you want to do a moving company though if you're still on there? Because that shit. All right, I hit something. That's what happens when your hands are cold. She was coughing. She's good. So she's been literally battling that cold for like 3 weeks. Bad though, and she wasn't coughing this morning. Are you familiar with using... Okay, so I do know how to do the 1099 A or C. But this is what I'm going to say. That shit takes a minute because you got to go back and forth. So what you're doing is when the collection companies, when the original creditor, when they do the profit loss, they write off the debt, right? And so they're compensated with their taxes. They wrote it off. And so when they sell it, so once they write it off, any money that you put on that would be considered income, right? So when you have a debt that's written off as a profit loss, they're supposed to send you a 1099 A or C so that way you can claim it on your taxes, because that debt is now considered income. And they don't, because once you get that, you realize that you don't have to pay the debt. So what they do is they keep that on your credit report so they can keep writing it off. So once you take it off of your credit report, now it holds no advantage to them. So they sell the debt to the debt collectors, and these debt collectors now come after you for a debt that's already been fucking compensated. So you can call the IRS. You can ask them for your 1099 A or C, and then you use that to send back to the credit reporting agencies and say, hey, like, I know you're helping them launder money and fraud, because as soon as this was compensated, this 1099 A or C was meant you were supposed to take this off my credit report. And so you kind of like, strong arm the flex with them, and you do the same thing with the company. Now, with that being said, have I done this? Yes. Does it take time? Yes. And it's just, they changed the letter. There's no difference. It's just they changed it somewhere in there. So some are A and some are C's. It's my understanding that husband and wife, I don't know their names, but it's my understanding that they were running some shit and that they just went to jail for something to do with this. I don't know the facts to the story. I have not looked it up. But all I'm going to say is when we're using the laws, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the USC, when we're doing all that, right? Make sure that no matter what law, code, or whatever you're using, that you look at both sides of it. Don't just take information and run this way. Play the devil's advocate for yourself, right? Play the devil's advocate for your fucking self and look at it from all angles. Because, so the algorithm, right? When we look something up on our phone, we don't even have to look it up. We can just stop on it for like 3 seconds. Our phone is going to send us, the algorithm is going to send us more and more of what we're looking at. So if we're on our phones and we're looking up how to get out of debt using a 1099A, right? Our phone, the algorithm is going to send us more and more and more of that. But that means it's not sending us anything that debunks that or anything that tells us, hey, that's not a good idea. I'm just using this 1099 as an example. So before you run off with a play, right, keep that in mind. Even political shit. Like, that's why you got families that are just split down the middle between who they want to vote for, because the husband's always looking at some Trump shit. The wife's always looking at some Biden shit. They're both convinced that they're right because the algorithm is sending them more and more of the same information, and they're not even hearing each other out, right? But they're getting opposite information from the fucking algorithm. So the algorithm is great. The knowledge that we have accessible to us is fucking amazing. But make sure we don't forget to play devil's advocate and look at both sides. That's really a great way to keep your algorithm healthy, right? Because when I see some shit, I go and I look up the direct opposite, because I can find the truth somewhere in the middle. So just be careful the rabbit holes we go down and play devil's advocate and make sure you look at both sides in life all the way around, but definitely when we're talking about the algorithm and what we're seeing on the internet, right? I hope that made sense, you guys. All right, guys, I am going to get to the house. I got some credit report shit to do. And it's a great day to have a great day, right? Pick one thing, just one thing, and take action on that today. That's going to get you closer to your goals, because everything that you want is waiting for you. You just got to decide you're ready to line up with it.